His morning crew with Rob, Allison, and Jim.
Because we haven't heard it in a long time.
Come with me to the grocery store. Come with me to the grocery store. I'll meet you there forevermore. Come with me to the grocery store. Oh, I like you are.
Oh, wow, he knows the song. Way to go, Sammy. Alison Storm, the family is here. There's been a long adoption journey that you followed for the past 3 years. Yes. And now they are here.
Yes, that's the little voice of Phani you're hearing. Now, remember, she doesn't really speak much English, and if you can tell, she has a very cute accent because she speaks Kirundi, French, and it turns out a little bit of Swahili.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so I think she'll catch on English pretty quickly.
I think she will catch on quickly.
But I did take her to the discount grocery store last week for the first time.
For real?
She picked out some stuff. We had a good time, and I brought you guys a present, not from the discount grocery store.
No way.
This is from Burundi. I picked you up a little something.
It's in a very nice pouch.
Yes.
I guess you call this a pouch.
Yes, so that's African fabric, and I just made it little bags.
Mommy.
Yes. What do you want to say? Is that too loud?
Too loud.
Oh, is it too loud?
Oh, no way. Okay, so this is like
no way.
authentic coffee from Africa. Have you tried this?
No. Have we?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, in the country, yes.
Yeah,
we did.
tried mine.
In Burundi.
In Burundi, that's right. So coffee is their biggest export. But
Okay.
remember, it's an agricultural country, but it's also very poor. It's the third poorest country in the world.
The
So
third poorest country.
it kind of all depends on the weather that year, how well things are going.
Can I speak?
Yes.
What would you like to say, Sammy?
I would like to say, that's Nana Papa. Grandma.
Oh, she's
Put
looking
up
at
a
pictures.
picture of
Yes.
Nana Papa. She's a grandma. Everybody's grandpa.
Yes, Grandpa.
I have to know. Let's get into this journey when you got over to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
You're standing in the orphanage. What's happening at this point? Because you haven't seen Phani at first.
It's just like any other major day in your life, your wedding day or the birth of your child.
Daddy.
You're standing in this room and waiting, and you know this is going to be a moment that you remember for the rest of your lives. And so we're standing there and quickly practicing our Kirundi. We wanted to make sure we could say Yoramisa, which means you're beautiful. And, it's hard to talk about without getting emotional, but
I remember it.
you want to add you weren't there.
He remembers.
Have you ever, followed a celebrity and then met them in person and you thought, they're smaller than I thought they'd be?
know, Mom.
That's kind of how this experience was, honestly. Because in my mind and in my heart, she was so big. And then I held her in my arms, and she was so tiny. And it was just, I was overwhelmed. But you guys would be proud of me. I did cry, of course, but I kind of held it together.
I don't believe
Good for you.
And you're holding it together right now.
I know. even
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
she
You're
did.
making me cry.
She came with pretty tears.
I didn't do the ugly cry.
Yeah. I'm curious. What?
on the screen last
I'd like to know what Tim was feeling at that moment.
Oh man, it was surreal. You're just waiting for, like Allison said, this person that's been in your life for so much longer than they've ever known or thought about you, and then all of a sudden you just see this little head go by the bottom of a window, and it just inside you, you're like, this is about to get real really fast.
Yeah.
But it was one of those best emotional experiences ever, just to finally hold her and know you're coming home now, you're ours, and just can't wait to get to know this person. So it's been incredible.
First hug.
Amazing. First
Yeah.
and best hug.
You can see the emotion that's all over their faces because they posted the pictures that were online. Driving away from the orphanage.
Yeah.
What was that like?
That's very hard.
I'm sure it was.
I think.
Well,
Sammy's first world experience here. Yeah.
Sammy wasn't there, but it's awesome that he has thoughts about that. That was incredible to us because here's a little girl whose whole world was in one building, 1 acre of land. She never left. And she got in that car. She held onto the headrests from the back seat. And she looked straight ahead. She never looked
Didn't look back.
And to me, that was her saying, I am ready. I know this is what God has for me. And this is my family now. And she knew it was a good thing. She knew that deep down.
Did she do better on the airplane than you do?
Yes, I cried. She was fine.
She's the plane.
Yes, the
She's
plane.
doing better now than you are.
I know.
Look up. Look up. The plane. The plane. The plane. The plane.
Sammy's a little tattoo.
Sammy's excited.
My
to
dad
have a
taught him
sister.
that, and nobody even knows what that is a reference
Not anymore,
to. You
yeah.
do?
Yeah.
It's a TV show from long ago. The plane.
Yes.
What's one thing you've learned in this experience?
On a funny side of things, I've learned how bad of a dancer I am because I've tried to keep up with her.
We could have told you that a long time
I
ago.
knew that going into it, but now I really know how bad.
She's an incredible
Yeah.
dancer.
Oh man, there's so much that it's, for me that we've learned and for both of us, but yeah, just seeing things through her eyes and just how we have things here and just having her come into that and just being able to share that with her has just been an incredible thing for us. But yeah, there's so much to still process with. It's only been a couple of weeks since we got back, but
Everybody, look at the screen.
Sammy, any final words?
Yes.
Okay, what would you like to say?
I would like to say the first time she saw a car on that weekend, she was kind of scared. Because she was like, the first time she drove it that weekend, I think she was pretty scared before she, and guess what? She never went to a fun park. Frankie's Fun Park. She never been there.
Not yet.
And by driving a car, he's referring to a tiny little kid's
She's
convertible.
Not the family car.
Not the family.
Fanny.
Yes.
Fanny, I know. Call Fanny.
Yes.
She's Sammy.
Well, Sammy,
She's Sammy's car.
Sammy, can I tell you, you're an amazing big brother.
Oh,
Yes.
We are
thanks.
so proud of you.
Ken, I'll get that jumping thing where we jump over that chair. And I'm
Okay,
going to talk about that.
we'll save that for
save that
another
for
time
another
later this Christmas. Allison, Tim, Fanny,
Daddy
Sammy,
said
we're so happy for your family.
Thank you.
You were so welcome. It's His Morning Crew.